Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Bitcoin price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. I hope that you're having a nice day, and of course starting with Bitcoin today on the 1 hour chart. Directly we're gonna start as we said yesterday. So we were in a possible 1-2-1-2 where your wave 1 here is an expanded diagonal, and A, B, C finishing a wave 2 here, and then we are looking again for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 for another 1 here. And your wave 2 is a 3 waves towards the downside, 3 waves towards the upside, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as expected yesterday. And of course this give us a potential another 1, 2 here finished. Potentially, of course, in that case scenario, of course, we want to see continuation towards the upside with the wave 3, of course, towards the 1.618 given before. So this is, of course, one scenario, but don't forget, guys, that this here can also be considered as a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So we have two conflict between two bullish scenarios, right? Where we can see a finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as diagonal, and we can see a finished 1, 2, 1, 2. Now the problem here is that it could, in case that you are in diagonal, in that case you want to see bigger ABC, right? And of course, I cannot really predict here 100% which scenario is gonna work, right? I'm just saying the probability here, just to recap yesterday video about the issue that we had with that comment where some people thought that okay, I'm just it was not very precise, but it's not the case. It is that both scenarios are there, and I cannot say that one of them it's gonna work at 100%, right? In case we are diagonal, it's gonna be A, B, and a C. In case it is a 1, 2, 1, 2, then of course we move up directly. However, because this looks like it could be an A, B, and a C finished, right? As we said for double 1, 2, and then move up. However, if the market decide, it's not in my hand, of course, if the market decide to move down, then therefore we are in bigger correction, and we have to take into consideration then the bigger, the bigger 1, 2 here, right? And then move up, of course, later after we hit the FIB targets. Now, if we move lower than this, right, lower than these FIB targets, of course, another scenario comes in, and of course, it might be a bearish scenario. So far, I mean, short-term bearish, because we might even dive a little bit deeper, because if you look outside, you are still in a big 1, 2, and big 1, another 2, right? Because here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your wave 2 needs to be 3 waves, right? And we need then a zigzag where we can see here possibly an impulse, and then of course a correction, as you can see, and then of course moving even further towards the downside, closing the CME gap as well, and then taking it from there to see what's gonna happen. Of course, in that case scenario, you are short-term bearish. Of course, that is always, as I said, bearish and bullish scenarios. So this is your bearish short-term scenario. Possibly we hit the 0.618, close the gap, and then move up into another scenarios as bullish later on, okay? Which is possibly again 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Or a diagonal. It's the same scenario that we see here in a small scale, where you have 1, 2, 1, 2 possibly, and then move up with a wave 3. Or because a contracting diagonal mimic always a 1, 2, 1, 2 structure, you might also be in a contracting diagonal for only wave 5 towards the upside, okay? And then we take it again from there, of course. Now your wave 5 might even overshoot a little bit, all right? So these are the updates of Bitcoin price prediction on the 1 hour chart. To recap, guys, and briefly to make it more clearer again, Currently, we are in two scenarios where a 1-2-1-2 can mimic, of course, a diagonal, right? Where we are 1-2-1-2. We were possibly here, but we saw a diagonal, right? Where we see a 5 wave towards the upside. Now, because in the 15-minute chart, again, I'm just going to make this clearer. This looks like 3 waves towards the upside and not a impulse. Therefore, we have to consider 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? Where you can see wave C, A, B, C expanding flat. By all means, what we are looking at, this is much more probably that this is an expanding flat, where of course your wave 1, 2, 1, 2 has extended to 1, 2, 1, and 2 finished here, and then moving up towards the upside. In case we are just a diagonal finishing wave 5, then we are looking for bigger 3 waves towards the downside. Okay, possibly bigger wave towards the downside. Why? Because if we want to take this part of correction from here, this is an impulse. And when it is an impulse, you need 3 waves up, 5 waves down to finish a zigzag, right? As a correction, hitting the fib levels for a wave 2 again, 1, 2, and go towards the upside. Lower prices, this is your bearish scenario short term, by all means, okay? So this is all what I can say, guys. You have, of course, in this case scenario, you have to wait for the price action. It's not always that we have to take a trade and put our portfolio under the risk, right? Because the price now is not very clear which path it's going to take. Is it directly a wave 3 towards the upside or a correction wave towards the downside? Because of course you need 5 waves up and 3 waves down and then move up to confirm that we are moving forward towards the upside. So far we did not get this signal yet. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comment. I hope that was clear enough, and yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.